Shubor nagaslem jong unongsan Hima.
Menteri Ketenat Karep Karyang Uba Banteidor Lengdo Henekasngi ulaple ka Biofertilizer Production Unit jong Ketenat Hasted Biological Control Laboratory Opershellong Hagajingadon lang UKN Kumar bat uba Serel Dingdo Habayakran hakane kasngi nakalyang UKN Kumar ulayatho bakani kadai ka baningkong do hakajella bat kandairu ka baningkong hakathan chatay lamingi baro kaway ulayatho ru bakathong jong ka sarkar ban penlong ya ka jella kaway na ki jella ki balan na ka Pyndonkam ya ki Dawai hakathong katem nakalyang uba Banteidor lengdo ulayatho baka sarkar hakisnam ki baladem ka pendu ya ka ban pendunador ya ki Dawai bat kane kalabo jing ya ki pat ba nongrem bakim don shu da ki way pat kilan ban ai Dawai ya ki jhor ki jhep ki jongki ka sarkar hakitu kisnam kemshem lawat kilat kilenti ban pet ya ka jing jongki nongrem Henry kane ka sarkar kalawat ikilat kilenti ban pen biang ya ki Dawai na ka banta ki nongrem bat kane kalat kan long ru ka kabu ka bakraw na ka banta ki nongrem ka jella Kajing don jong ka Biofertilizer Production Unit kan long kajing kerku ya kipat ba.
Thank you. Thank you. Stock is ready? Yeah. You tell the Prime Minister. Press our buttons.
The SBCL has achieved and crossed another significant milestone in the organic history of the state. The construction of this new lab was started in the month of January 2020, but the work could be completed only in the month of April 21 due to the lockdown. We are so grateful for the BRDC for their contribution of some equipments and machineries to the SBCL under the direction of Sir K.N. Kumar, who was at the time the APC of Agriculture Department.
Ladies and gentlemen, and our young entrepreneurs, it is indeed a proud moment for all of us at the inauguration of this biofertilizer production unit, which is being inaugurated here today by our Honourable Minister of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. As Secretary Agriculture mentioned, this is indeed an important milestone for our state, especially for the farmers of our state. By the setting up of this biofertilizer production unit, the demand and the gap that is there for biofertilizers will be started and be met, hopefully, with this biofertilizer production unit, which is a very important input as we move towards making our state organic in the production of all our farm produce. We are very happy for the initiative taken by the Department of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, and especially Shri K.N. Kumar, our Honourable Chairman of the Meghalaya Farmers Empowerment Commission, when they came up with this proposal that this biofertilizer production unit should come up here at the State Biocontrol Laboratory. As an organization, the Bioresources Development Center, or BRDC, is there for conducting research and development, for initiating various pilot studies, and initiating new technologies for the benefit of our farmers and our community. And therefore, when this meeting was chaired and this proposal came up, we were very happy that we can collaborate as a state, because ultimately we are all working towards one goal, and this convergence between departments is so important. Therefore, when BRDC was also designated as the organic certification agency for the state, this was also an important milestone for BRDC, taking this initiative forward, where BRDC can contribute to the empowerment of our farmers and especially taking our state forward. So we thank the department, we thank the Farmers Commission, and all those who are working behind the scenes for initiating all these initiatives.
I understand that in the whole Northeast, this is the first such unit that has been set up. by the public sector, by the government of any government, that is, any state government. So we have every reason to be proud of, but there are so many challenges before us that require to be addressed at a faster pace than what we are currently doing. But those of you who are not aware, let me mention that the government of India has mandated that by 2030, the whole Northeast has to become organic. That is, we are left with just 9 more years to become completely organic. And not just our state, but the whole Northeast. So with respect to Meghalaya, Government of India has given a very clear-cut blueprint, the roadmap. There are so many points to be noted there. I would not like to take that kind of a time to speak about each of those. But we have at least 4 points that I have to mention, which have to be drilled into our minds, both as administrators as well as technocracy that is involved in the day-to-day operations of the job. The first is that our state, I'm talking about Meghalaya now, our state must establish 94 farmer producer companies, all organic that is, before 2030. As I speak, I think there are hardly half a dozen which are functional. So we have a long way to go. In the next 9 years, we have to form nothing less than another 85 to 90 farmer producer companies that are involved only in organic agriculture. Secondly, the area under organic agriculture has to touch 1 lakh hectares by 2030. Now, as you are all aware, we have about 3 lakh hectares of agriculture cultivated area in our state. So out of that, they want that by 2030, 1 lakh, 1/3 of all our cultivable area must become organic. Now that's quite a steep challenge. Means it's not just about us, it's also about the farmers. We have to invest a lot of our time and energy in mobilizing the farmers, motivating the farmers, and also giving them essential supplies and inputs so that they can easily transition from the present chemical agriculture to organic agriculture. And this unit is one first step in that direction. The third one, this is important. Organic certification is one exercise. But organic certification, rather the mere organic certification, is not giving us the desired results in the market. And apart from the fact that it is a very long drawn process, it takes 3 years, and the certification is costly. On top of it, we have to renew it every year. Again, that's going to cost the farmers. Now, which farmer is going to do it, especially when he is not going to get any markup, any price markup? So that's the reason why we wanted to cut all this vendor-driven organic agriculture. And we asked the Bioresources Development Center to be our government agency. The third-party certification will have to be done by a department which is outside of the Department of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. So BRDC, being under the planning department, was the best organization we thought fit to request that they should be notified. And the planning department has very kindly notified them to be the agency to certify. But not much progress has happened because it is not just about certification, it's also about the availability of inputs. Now, inputs, where are the inputs? That's the first question that the farmers will ask. Now, we'll come back to that. But one thing that all of us have to keep in our mind, all of us have to have it in mind as something like a cast in the iron kind of a diktat, that bioproducts are going to be the future of Meghalaya. Not just Meghalaya, the whole Northeast. Whether you like it, whether you don't like it, you have no option. This is something which all of us have to keep it as a part of our DNA from henceforth. That the state's chemical fertilizer consumption has come down by 56.69%. And other than Meghalaya, Kerala and Himachal Pradesh are the only two states that have systematically tried to reduce the consumption of chemical fertilizers. There are only 3 states in the country where the consumption of chemical fertilizers has come down, and we are one of them. And that was because of the decision made way back in 2014 by the Honorable Chief Minister at that time. And meanwhile, even as one effort has happened, there is something else that is happening which is very, very significant in the country, that the area under organic farming is increasing. Earlier, it was just about 1.7 million hectares. Now it has shot up almost 3 times. Now it is 4.72 million hectares. That means there is parallelly an awareness which is coming up from the consumption side that we must try to avoid as much as possible the consumption of chemical-laced, pesticide-laced vegetables and fruits. Now, whatever we are doing today is a step in that direction. Now, India, I do not know how many of you are aware, India does not produce enough biofertilizers for itself. When the area has increased from 1.7 million hectares to 4.72 million hectares in a span of just 1 decade, in just about 10 years, there is a matching demand for bioproducts. Unfortunately, we have not been able to establish any such units to increase this production. Now, India requires, as a country, we require about 6 lakh metric tons of biofertilizers. But current production meets only about 11% of the total requirement. The balance 89% is being imported. And even within the country also, all the production is taking place on the western side, that is Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Rajasthan, Gujarat, etc.
I think it's very important for us, especially for our state, from shifting from non-organic to fully organic state. I remember when we had a discussion about 7-8 months back, and I remember also when some of the farmers from the different sector of the state, they came to meet me and to meet some official of the department regarding this issue. For the chemical fertilizer is not available in the market. When I hear this news, I call upon the Farmer Commission, especially Baki and Kumar, and some of the members also. We discussed regarding this, and I found out that the government has stopped subsidies of chemical fertilizer since 2014. Therefore, I was surprised, I'll tell you, surprised. How could we just left like that for our farmers, our beloved farmers, without any alternative to help them for their farming? And we just stop subsidies of chemical fertilizer, and there is no alternative. for them. And I remember so many farmers, they have come to the street. So many leaders of different NGOs, they have come to the street for their problem. But I don't know. I don't want to speak here and speak politics here, but I was surprised. The government, they didn't listen to them. And I'm very thankful for the Farmer Commission and my officer of the department. Immediately, after discussion among us, and we take this opportunity, we take the decision and to coming up with the biofertilizer unit here in Upashila. And this biofertilizer unit, it costs around 90 lakhs. 90 lakhs, I think in 2014 also we can start. Maybe after 2-3 months, after banning, after completely discontinue of subsidies of chemical fertilizer. I don't understand, but I think this is not too late. I think it's still a time, at least we can move forward. So that I think last time when we had a discussion also in our office in Mamati with some of the farmers, some of the educated youth entrepreneur regarding for setting up of the biofertilizer unit. I think around 68 of them, they have responded. And most of them, they are educated, master degree and PhD. So this is a well achievement. I must say this is a good response. Somebody who have qualified, they have come forward. But it's not easy, it's a challenge for us. Because we have to encourage our youth. And we have to follow some certain protocol also. But the thing is, whether we have to take this opportunity for the betterment of our farmers, whether we can teach, we can give a proper training to our farmers. That is a challenge. Because you see, most of the farmers of the state, we are marginal farmers. And it's not educated also. That is a big challenge. BRDC, yes, here it's happened to be all the farmers of all over the state. They used to come and take part of the different training which we given by the BRDC. But this issue is a little bit complicated, I must say. And it's a challenge, I know. The production will be not much till which we heard the demand of the farmers of the state. Mau Ringkanang block, Soyong block, and Maukan Row, and then some of the blocks still they need of urea, which is happened to be last 7-8 months there is not available in the market. The farmer, they are really suffer. So this to transform into organic, it's a very tough for us. But I do feel without challenge we cannot move forward. And I hope this biofertilizer unit here, it will give a much help to our farmers, especially to young entrepreneurs educated, who can collaborate, working together. I don't see any difficulty, but the thing, whether we will face this challenge. All the speakers, they have mentioned, next organic state is Meghalaya, after Sikkim. Whether we have to work together as a team, or we'll just leave it like that. Because it's in some area for the farmers, which we see, especially Lakadong turmeric, we are doing well. And after this program also, we'll be having another program with the farmers Lakadong turmeric. And that day also, from the government point of view, I've mentioned this. The government will create infrastructure, and the infrastructure which we create by the government will give to our entrepreneur youth, educated youth, to run. Government is not here to do business. That's what we want. And from the government perspective, I really want to tell you that we are up into it, that will see, and is a challenge to move forward as a organic state. Therefore, this objective of transition into our organic state by 2030, biofertilizer production unit was set up with the following objective. Production of large-scale cost-effective biofertilizer to meet the needs of farmers until such time that the agripreneurs own biofertilizer multiplier unit are operational. Training and assisting farmers to move to chemical-free agriculture through the use of biofertilizer. Production of efficiency local strain of biofertilizer. Most importantly, the unit will be a source of good quality mother culture for agripreneur own biofertilizer multiplier unit, which responded to the EOI and are under training, which will be produced biofertilizer for the farmers. In order to encourage this young entrepreneur and keeping with government focus, encouraging entrepreneurship, the department may examine the possibility of making the minimum of 20% of departmental biofertilizer procurement mandatory from this multiplier unit to help them market their products. This is in line with the provision of Meghalaya Startup Policy 2018, the Meghalaya Procurement Preference Policy for Micro and Small Enterprise 2020, and some provision of the Meghalaya Youth Policy 2021.